Just think about it. Imagine, imagine you was a man or a woman. Just imagine you got a son, 15 years old, 16 years old, and then you got a neighbor or somebody you personally know. It's like 40 something, 50 something years old. And these motherfuckers is out here trying to fuck with little boys. Yo, what you doing? Like, what? And so what I'm saying, like, just think about it. What does a conversation sound like between a 40 something year old and a 15-year old? What y'all sit up talking about social media and silly ass prank video? Like, what do y'all talk about? What do you talk about there's even an attraction? What makes you look at this little underage individual and think, I can't wait to put my tongue in his mouth. I can't wait to sit on his face. I can't wait to... What is it about this little boy? Let me tell you something. Grown-ups don't even know how to bathe properly, a whole lot of them. These little young boys and young girls don't bathe properly, don't know how to clean themselves properly, don't have, like, an adult mindset to have, like, really, they don't have, like, good etiquette. Their mannerisms is like, they don't understand simple things. Like, you have a person that say, I shower twice a day. No, I shower as needed. Like, I get up in the morning, shower, eat, and do all of that. If I go outside and I do something and I get sweaty, guess what? I don't come flop on the couch, come flop in my bed. No, I go shower again. You understand what I'm saying? If I gotta take 3, 4, hey, it is what it is. I do it for me because I'm a clean person. 15-year-olds come home from school, they done sweat, they funky, and they flop right on the bed, right on the chair, and just lay there. You have to date someone that you have to tell and remind to take showers and wash behind their ears and clean their ears out. You're dating someone that wears underwear with cartoon characters on them, one-piece pajamas with fluffy ears. This is what you're dating. It doesn't make it right at all. But also, I see such an immaturity in men. Women alike. But where I've seen men do the same thing. I'm sitting down in a restaurant eating. Now, is the guy hurting anybody? No. It's just the whole point. I've seen women and men do this shit. It's not Comic-Con. It's not any of that type of stuff. It's not Halloween. But I'm sitting down in a restaurant eating, and all of a sudden, guy comes in. He has a whole Scooby-Doo one-piece on with his face sticking out with the ears up and everything. And this is a grown-ass man walking around like this. I think we just are in an era of time now, too, where I believe like a lot of it is control. It's more feeling like they're more empowered over a kid. But too, like the lack of maturity in men, I think it becomes more of a personal, foolish thought because you can get arrested for that shit and like you're messing with minors. But I think that it's more of a thought of like, there's no difference between a boy and a man, and how they carry themselves. But at the same time, right, I feel like that about females. And I feel like that about males in this era, that kids and grown adults act the same. I mean, like, just for example, I was watching a reaction video one day. And in this reaction video, right, the mom and the daughter was watching the movie together. Now, they seem to have a close relationship with each other, but it doesn't sound like an adult and a child. It doesn't sound like a mom and a daughter. It sounds like two peers. The girl looked like she's probably 10, 11 years old. And they're both cursing and swearing. And I'm sitting here going, damn, this is definitely different. Because we couldn't curse and swear and do that in front of our parents. And the mom is sitting there watching this reaction video with the daughter. And the daughter goes, why is he doing that? He probably wants to fuck her. And she's like, yeah, I know they're fucking because you can tell it. And girl, they're high fiving. And I'm just sitting here looking like, what the fuck? And then the mom starts talking about her hair looks just like yours. And well, I'm a natural blonde, you're a natural blonde, but sometimes when we put the color in it, you know, like, but her hair is like the curliness of it. I mean, oh yeah, I see. But she's such a bitch. I don't like her. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. Then I'm realizing this. It's not just, I've heard grown-ups say this. Oh, I let my kids curse. That's why your kids are uncontrollable. That's why your kids do and say the things that they do and why they're always in trouble. And why you think if they get written up in school or something or that the teachers are overreacting, they're too strict. And that's where your kids get this from. I really think that human beings are so horrible that even people that might have good in them and good intentions for a lot of different things end up doing bad things because they just go through life to a point where they feel lost. Like, who are the adults? Who are the children? It's the same thing. It's, you know, why is this? Why is that? I remember when I was a kid and people used to elope and they would go to Vegas. Because you can go to Vegas and get married at 16 years old. I don't know about now, but I know back then. And I remember people used to suggest that, like, yo, they were like, yo, this and this and that, because you have a situation where somebody couldn't date yet. They were too young, you know, the parent would let them date. Or they, you know, maybe personally didn't like the person they were dating, so they didn't want them around each other. So they would, yeah, I know a couple of people that eloped and went and got married. But that whole Vegas thing, man, it was just like, the difference is they're the same age. They're you understand what I'm saying? So they want to be emancipated. As opposed to some grown-ass man or grown-ass woman that's just like, hey, look, man. Like, you have an age difference. Like, I got a friend. His father's dead now, but his father's like 20 years older than his mom. That's how it was mostly back in the day. Most men were older than the females. But not to the age where that person is young enough to be your son or your daughter. Well, in that case it was, but if you're grown, like just say for example, if you're like 60 and somebody's 40, I mean, you're still grown, but that's a 20-year difference. If that's what you want, but let's think about it. I mean, to each his own with that. But in that point, at least what I'm saying is that's a grown adult. How are you like 40 and you're talking to a kid? A kid. Like, how do you feel compatible? Like, what is it? What are you talking about? What are you on there trading Pokemon cards? Like, what are you doing? So when I read this shit, man, I said, damn, like, the stories were so just weird, man. Like, I mean, and it's the type of, even like with the doctor situation, you had like the female doctor. And basically, I remember that story reading like where it said that the boy said that he thought she was a nurse. And she laughed and said, why? Women can't be doctors? And he said to her, well, you're cuter than my old doctor, right? Because the other doctor was a male, obviously, whatever. And so basically he's there. Now, usually when you go to the doctor, a parent is there. And you're a minor. And they sign for things and you have the, you know, whatever, they have their medical card and insurance, whatever. So this kid was coming by himself. This is how this female doctor got caught. All this shit right here, you pull it up on Google. You know, she got caught because people were noticing. Like certain people, like in the office, like how, you know, the kid would never be with a parent. You know, and the mom didn't think nothing of it because what happened was when he would go and she would, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, I have all your information and stuff, this and that, whatever. So, you know, he'll be in and out and this and that. And so like for the copay and all, so yeah, they do have your information on file. But usually a parent is there, right? A parent is usually there. So the thing is, right, she would just give him, like say if she was paying with debit or something or whatever, she just give him the car. Like, so she just didn't think nothing of it. But the co-workers was like noticing, like, you know, the kid being in, and how it was always quiet. Like any other patient that goes in there with her, you hear her talking and everything, you know. This is what it said, that it was always like quiet in there. They talk like, but then you like, you know. So basically, she said that so basically what happened with this nurse was in there giving this boy the way. One time, you know, when you go to a doctor's office, you knock before you come in. So you go in first, and then like you got the nurse talk to you, ask you questions, and the doctor come in. And it was just like when they came to him, you know how they always make you wait, and like the doctor would always go right in, like right in. And it was like one time, the one lady, I don't know exactly who she was, but you know they got the secretaries or whatever. It was, but sitting out in the front office, take all your information or whatever, stuff like that. Different people, but somebody, one of the nurses, I think, was like somebody, whoever it was. I remember they made the comment. They said that the story said that that person said that the way the boy was staring at her, like he was in love with her. Like she came to hand the paperwork and whatever. She said, "Oh, you just sit over right there." It's like just the glance at how he was looking at her, and that basically he would always wear sweatpants. You understand what I'm saying? And like, you know, as a man, if your shit get hard, you ain't got no damn drawers on. Your shit just standing up. And she was like, the boy would just be, sorry. And she's just, I didn't see anything. And then, you know, all of a sudden, like, you know, it would get quiet. Or they'd be talking, and but she was just like, you couldn't even hear them. So she said one time, she went in there, and you know, when people come to take the trash out and all or whatever, she said that she noticed like paper towels sticking together. And as an adult, you done had sex, you know what sperm look like. And she said that she was like, nah. And she didn't want to believe it, but she's nah. And she said that she wasn't sure she wanted to be sure. She said she knew she couldn't ask her. So she said that next time the boy comes, he's same thing, sweatpants, and he said he wouldn't have underwear on. So you know, you lay down, they checking you, they doing, I say she would know, like, and he's always like hard. So she said that's it, and then she goes in there and it's the same thing. So she's in there giving him hand jobs or blow jobs or whatever. Probably hand jobs, and because I don't think she spit it back in the dam. She probably just swallowed it, right? But basically, come to find out that they had been hooking up. And so, yeah, this doctor was messing around with this kid. And this doctor was like 46 years old. And this is what I'm saying. It's something with, I believe it's a power thing. I think you're mentally screwed up, but it's like a power thing as well, where they want to feel like I have control over you. Men are physically stronger, okay? So I think it's more of I'm in here. Right? I make more money than your mother and your father. I'm here. I'm this. I can do things for you. But also I'm in control. And years down the line, when that guy's 20, 30, you're much older than him, but I guess they feel like physically he'll be able to satisfy whatever. I mean, it's weird that you could even put yourself in a frame of mind like that for a child. They even want to do something with them. But I just thought this was crazy, man, because everything that I read, it was like they all pretty much just started getting careless. You know, started getting complacent and doing things, and somebody followed up and you know, people can talk all that, people be snitching. Well, yeah, well, you know, you gotta keep these kids safe from people, man, because these predators are out there. This is the thing. Like I said, the 28 cases that I read about, all of these women are career women. The judge The judge situation was even crazy, even crazier because all of them are grown. Your occupation don't make a difference, but being a judge, it kind of does. It actually, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because think about this, right? As a judge, if you commit a crime, somebody committed a crime, you bang that gavel and bow. They broke the law, right? Check out what the judge did. So the judge, basically how this happened was the judge's daughter, she liked this boy. He was 16. She's 14. But she was very strict with her daughter, right? So her thing with him was, so what is it about you that has my daughter so crazy about you other than your good looks? This is how she approached the boy. And pretty much that's what got the spark of them talking. So they went to the same school. Well, what ended up happening was she had her daughter homeschooling, right? But now it gets to the point where, like, damn, when he's in school, she's in school. But if I wanted to bring him here, my daughter can't be here to see this. Well, I can't have him skipping school, right? So what starts happening? She would do little things, like meet up with him, and they would meet up. She would get in the car, they would talk. So I think, like, for the boy's birthday, they said, I think it said like a birthday or something, Christmas or a birthday. I think the birthday. She wound up buying him like some sneakers or something that he said he wanted real bad, but she didn't know. He didn't know that she was going to buy him. So she bought him the sneakers or whatever, and little things. And then as a judge and as an adult, she said, listen, to tell him, like, I just, it was just a birthday present, that's all. And, she wanted him to get comfortable around her. So the filling out process, I guess, was just through all the times she would have like a party or something at her house. Always have some little get together. He'd come over, and basically her and the father is not together. So the father, the thing was, according to the articles, that she was always trying to keep the daughter away from the father, being spiteful. Now all of a sudden she has to change her heart. So now she was allowing the daughter to go spend the night Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Guess why? Because guess who's coming over? And this kid, according to the article, is always out and about. You see it all the time. Kids just up and down the street all late night, whatever, just come and go as they please. Well, he's going over there and a type of thing where he'll cut the grass for her, she'll pay him, she'll feed him, and guess what? His mom doesn't even know that this is going on the whole time. So pretty much the father, had asked the daughter, like, is your mom dating somebody? And the daughter's like, no. Like, he's trying to, like, wonder how all of a sudden, like, they went through hell in court and all that. And she's a judge. So back and forth, just stuff that she was doing, being spiteful. And all of a sudden now she's just perfectly okay. So yeah, every weekend she would have, the kid go over. Well, this judge decides that, she probably did it on purpose. Because, after the kid gets caught, here's the thing, the difference when it comes to stuff like this. This is the one thing that the kid does wrong. Everybody is going, listen, we're not blaming you. You're a minor. It's all that grown person's fault. We need you to come clean and tell everything. Okay? We're not blaming you. We're not judging you. It's all that person's fault. That makes them feel way better about snitching now. Now, he probably didn't want to snitch because he probably wanted to. Probably in every situation they wanted to continue, but something went wrong. It's like, all right, fuck it, I'm telling. Right? So basically, with this situation, that he was over there one day and she told him, like, why don't you bring a change of clothes, right? So, yeah, you could shower once you finish and stuff, and, we can hang out. I got a pool in my yard and everything, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I got so many fun things to do, but there's nobody there. It's always just the two of them, right? So what happens is he comes over, and that boy in his mind was probably thinking, oh, fuck this. Let's not play dumb. It's not like he's some little innocent angel. They all knew what they were doing. But the grown adult is the one spearheading this. And they know, like, no, it's not happening. That shouldn't even be a conversation. Not even, oh, when you're 18 or, oh, you're cute and all that, but you're too. No, you don't even talk to them like that. So what happens is, he said that he was in there and all of a sudden, they turn the TV on or whatever and the porno's on. Now, she's doing this on purpose. Because now she comes to he's, bathing suit on, and according to the article that the kid told her, like, my God, you got a beautiful body, like, so, see, she had an athletic build and all or whatever, nice and, whatever. So pretty much, this is how this thing went down. And this judge is messing around, having sex with this boy. This is a judge, man. And she's having sex with this boy. And that's how it started the first time, with her pretending, that's, whatever. I didn't mean to, that's adult stuff. I know you're not used to that kind of stuff. Or you can't handle that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. And then he, oh, no, I can handle it. So he's telling it all. And that they done had sex so many different times in all the different rooms in the house and the pool, all of this stuff. So her daughter was never there on the weekends. And pretty much, I think the father, if I remember correctly, they said he lived about an hour away. So if he's going to come, he's going to call first. It's not going to just pop up. So once they gone and, whatever, and so always call me, let me know that you guys are home safe when you get back, whatever. So yeah, but at the same time, this is what was going on. So now when that comes out, the father wasn't shocked, like, now I know why she started being so nice all of a sudden. So she's occupying her time with the child. Now, why didn't this grown-ass judge of a woman just go out and find a man? Why couldn't you do the same exact shit with a man? Because they feel like a boy is going to be too naive to understand what's really going on, but overwhelmed, like, damn, I got a grown woman. And I'm fucking this grown-ass woman. And they could just take advantage of that, do whatever. This little boy ain't used to what she's going to do to him. These little girls can't satisfy him the same way. You understand? It's a control thing. Something is, like, deeply rooted in here that's wrong with you guys, man. Something's wrong. When men do this shit, same thing. But hey, ladies, everything I read was about females. So regardless, same go for the men. Ain't no rule change for them. But so when I'm saying, well, don't get it twisted. When I'm saying men have usually been forever, man. It's been that way. Where dudes that back in the day, where men was like years older than a woman. Like I said, not old enough to be maybe old enough to be big brother or something like that, but not motherfucking their father. Okay, but yeah, man, this is all these different women, and basically, because I remember the headliner saying something to the effect of, like, are women becoming more insecure, right? Or are they becoming more delusional? Because it's like, yeah, what the hell? Like, what would make you sit here and complain about men and talk shit about men? And when you say you ain't no man, okay, neither is that 15-year-old. So what the hell are you talking about? What would make you think, like, what? I don't understand the attraction, man. I just don't. It's like, I remember a couple of times, man, like, being out on the road, jogging, that road working, earbuds on and shit, running. And you got different people back and forth, whatever, right? And then you'll have, like, a situation where sometimes it'd be like a bunch of underage girls just sitting there just watching because, they checking your shit out and all, whatever, or you got people just sitting there watching. You don't know what people are doing, right? I'm just focused on what I'm doing and just, watching my surroundings. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Like, and I told this guy this one time. If some underage kid come telling you they need a ride or they crying, and man, call 911 for them, if that's the case. And if they, no, then you get the fuck on. Like, look, you know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something, man. you put one of these motherfuckers in your car. Like, I seen a movie like this, and I know of a situation that happened like this in real life, where a female was this guy was outside. Uh, I think he went to a gas station or something in the movie, and the girl was standing outside. She had like a one of them like little duffel bags, and she's standing there, and she's like crying, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's just shaking her head. No, he's like, "Is somebody bothering you? This, that, whatever." Some of y'all might have seen the movie. I don't remember the name of the shit. It was just on Tubi or some shit. Well, and then he was like, what's anything I can do for you?" And she said, "I don't have anywhere to go," and this and that. He's like, well, where are your parents? And so, long story short, he ends up taking her in with him. Right now, he's definitely old enough to be her dad, and he gets her to the house, and he's like, "Well, I live here alone." He says, "I mean," and in the movie, she was 16, and this is why I don't understand the point of some of these movies, because if it's based off a true story and you're given the story, more than likely this ends back, okay, especially for that grown man. But it's just like sometimes they just make movies just to make them, and there's no consequence. Somehow it's okay, and I'm sitting there like, this is weird. But in the movie, he tells her like, "Okay, oh well, you can go shower. I have the guest room right here, and this and that." And so he, fixed the guest room up and everything, right? So she went in there, she showered. He had food. He told her, "You're hungry." And so they were eating and they were talking and getting to know each other. Now, mind you, this guy in this movie, 40 something, she's 16. So what ended up happening was, while they were eating, and she just said thank you. And while they were washing the dishes, she just ran up to him and hugged him, and kind of cried a little bit, but she was happy because like she was like, "Well, I know I can't stay here forever." She's like, "I don't have anywhere to go." I know in the movie, like her parents had got killed, and then she had an aunt that was like on drugs, and she couldn't stay there because the boyfriend there kept hitting on her and trying to like, not physically, but I mean like trying to like fuck with her, and she just didn't feel comfortable. And the aunt was like, "You're in here trying to fuck my boyfriend," all this kind of shit. Well, the girl wound up staying with this guy. If y'all seen it, y'all know what I'm talking about. And what ended up happening was, I don't know, she had been there for a while, so it was official that, she was staying with him. And what ended up happening in this movie is that she was smart. She took a test where she was able, not this so much, she didn't necessarily just skip grades. She was smart enough, like she knew what the seniors knew. So when you're 15, you're like in the 10th grade. So she knew how to do all of that shit. She took a test and she passed it. So she graduated at 16. So when she went to her funeral, again, if y'all seen it, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the name of it. He went to her graduation. They thought he was her dad. But he wasn't her dad. And then basically she was happy. They went out and celebrated. When they came home that night, went showered and everything, he laid down, and then she just came in the room. He's like, "Is everything okay?" She just walked in, stood up on top of the bed and dropped the robe, and he was looking like, and then she sat down. He's like, "No, I don't think we're," and she starts kissing him and staring him, and all this, he gives in. And I'm sitting here going, now let's just think about this in real life. Are we headed in a direction where at some point it's going to be natural and okay for minor children to be in here fucking with grown ass men and women? And I know in this movie, it got to the point where people started pointing their finger and looking, and he told her, he's like, "Look, I really care for you. I actually love you." She's like, "I love you, G." Like, "Yeah, but I mean, you don't understand." He's like, "I'm a career man, and people are looking at me kind of, I can't, like, this is going to, long story short, it was similar to the one with the female, with the teacher. She was telling him they could relocate. I'm working. I go to school. I can help and we can. So they ended up relocating. And he ended up doing like the entrepreneurial thing. And to me, it was like, if they would have made this girl 18, because it wasn't based on a true story either. If they had at least made her 18, going on 19 or something, at least, okay, she's under 21, but at least she's legal age. And I was just like, what was the purpose of this movie? What was the purpose? How is it that, so in other words, it's like you're just trying to make it like as long as love is true, then it's okay if it's a minor. Like I never understood like what was the whole point, because they both pretty much rode off into the sunset. And I feel like you see in society always talking to this now. Oh, what are your pronouns? He, him, bullshit. All of you. You can't look at me and tell I'm a fucking man. Well, I don't want to be offensive. No, it's offensive for you to ask me what the fuck are my pronouns. It's offensive. What do I go by? Do I look like a? You understand what I'm saying? Like seriously, this is like ass backwards immature. And I feel like a lot of this is immaturity. A lot of it, a whole lot of it, with all them other attributes and traits. But I feel like immaturity is a whole lot of it. Example, you see grown ass 40, 50, 60-year-old men having conversations and they can't have a simple conversation without like, motherfucker like, nah man, like, oh, I cut my hair. Why? Nah man, my shit got too long. And you know when you twist that shit and put the wax, this shit get hard, it's long and hard. Pause. You know, the fuck are you hollering pause for you? Yeah? Nah man, that shit big though. Like, cause when you twist that shit and try to put it up in the hole, yeah man, cause I gotta like bend that shit and yo, what the fuck are you doing? So I remember somebody doing that in the conversation. I said, yo, which one of y'all over here homosexual? Nobody. I said, nah, somebody over here gotta be homosexual. They're like, why you say that? Every time somebody say something, one of y'all hollering, oh, and pause. Every other word, pause. Yo, it's long and hard, pause. Yo, it's big and fat, pause. Like, do you know how stupid you sound? And for a kid that don't know what you're talking about, they will listen to you and say, because I don't have people, why do they always keep say pause after everything? That's your way. It's like, so what I'm saying, you act like you don't know who you're talking to. Because if you got to say pause between every sentence, right? What is that saying? You don't want that person to think you're saying something gay, right? So which one of y'all are facts? Which one? Who's homosexual? You understand what I'm saying? So that's a legit question. Because I know who's in my circle. And if I got to sit here and say pause every time I say something, then we don't need to be having a conversation. Do you know how immature that shit is? Do you know how extremely immature that shit is? And I think that, and this is coming from grown adults. So I'm saying, I feel like the lack of maturity also allows this. Because there is no way that a mature man or woman can talk to a child and get turned on or feel like they're talking to someone on their level. So we won't date grown-ass men. And we'll complain about grown-ass men, ladies. But you'll fuck a child. You'll have a secret relationship with a child. And I feel like also, this is the plan. I have eyes on this kid. If all goes well, and I can continue to get away with this, I can shape and mold him into being the man that I want him to be. And I believe that's a huge part of it. And fellas, if you haven't thought about it, just think about the next time you're having a conversation with your buddies. And they start this pause and, oh shit, you might not think about it now, but you'll go, damn, you're right. Because that motherfucker's calling you a homosexual. Or somebody in that group is homosexual. I know who's in my circle, so I ain't got to sit there, yeah, man, that shit was big and long. Pause. The fuck am I hollering pause for? Motherfucker, ain't nobody over here talking, what the fuck we sit there talking about dicks for? And nuts and the, like how childish is that? So the lingo is so stupid because the conversations you have, that person's questioning your manhood. They don't trust who you are. Oh, I don't want you to think I'm saying no gay. Why would I think that, dumbass? Are we talking about some gay shit? So what the fuck? Why the fuck would you think that's insulting? But this is your generation. And I feel like that lack of maturity is why these things happen. Just like, for example, I seen a video yesterday that shit turned my stomach, but I'm used to seeing this kind of shit. Where it was a black family, they were on the porch. Y'all might have seen this video. And it's a little girl. Girl like she about 4, maybe 4 or 5 years old. And the grandmother, something she said to her, and the granddaughter goes to her, and she like, shut the fuck up, bitch. She said, I do something, she said to her, and fucking bitch. And the mom is, oh my God, she is too much. Wait a minute. She grabs her daughter. And this is funny to her. And this is what I call a deadbeat mom. Because you dirty bitches is out here talking about men ain't shit, men is this, men is that, men ain't, right? For you to have the mentality that you have, you either had a good man that figured you out a little bit too late, then y'all had a baby, shit didn't go the way he wanted it to, and then you tried to keep the baby from him, and I'm talking about y'all that fit the category. So if it's not you, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear from you. But more than likely, you found another ain't shit motherfucker, just like yourself. It didn't work. And neither one of y'all ain't teaching that kid shit. And this is why your daughters grow up and follow the same trend you did. Having babies by men that ain't shit, that don't want to be with you. Or a man that you can play the role with for a while, then he figures you out. Let me tell you something. Y'all create these little monsters. She literally laughed. Oh my God, she is too much. Oh shit. Oh, my baby said, oh shit. She's cursing your mom out. And you think that this is funny. Is it going to be funny if somebody puts a bullet in her head? Or she ends up in jail or something? Because bottom line, that's disrespectful. It's irresponsible. And shouldn't be tolerated. So when I'm hearing these stories, reading these stories about these women doing this with these kids, and I see even shit like that, and I'm just like, yeah. So what do the men really have to choose from out there? Y'all don't want men, you want little boys. Then you got little uncontrollable kids that don't have no respect. And then y'all think that the man is supposed to take your kid and treat your kid like his own, accept your kid because it's yours, and y'all to get, this is what I'm saying. There's so much going on. Now, this, again, ain't got shit to do with the good women out there. Like I said, if it don't apply, let it fly. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your stupid ass comments. But at the end of the day, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. You know how this woman came out of her face and said, if a white man, or Italian man, or a Latino man, or whatever cook for you, it's because he really love you and he wanna do something special for you. But if a black man cook for you, it's because that nigga broke. Well, let me match you, black dumb bitch. If a female have all this shit to say about a man, especially a black man coming from black women, and men ain't shit, men ain't this, men ain't that, but somehow you think that a little boy is going to be able to fulfill your needs. Just think about it. Not only are you not worth our time, you're not worth anybody else's time, and nobody wants you motherfuckers, and that's why y'all do what y'all do. And the crazy thing is, all of y'all big mouth bitches that be saying all this stuff, none of y'all don't address these type of things that I'm talking about. So you won't call out females for doing stuff like this. Nah, you know what y'all to say? She probably stressing. She probably had some old no good nigga, and she probably just feel like, it ain't no difference if I date a guy 17 or 70. It's gonna be the same thing. So you just go out and have sex with minors, have a relationship with minors. There is nothing that I even want to talk about to a child. Like, you understand what I mean? On a personal level. Everything is just, what do you have to talk about? You waking up in the morning with your arms wrapped around a minor. You're having sex with a freaking minor. And you don't think something's wrong with you mentally? And the fact that you have it in you to do that, I can't imagine a man taking you serious. I cannot see you having the intelligence, you having the type of personality and character that another grown adult would be able to indulge in. I just can't see it. That's why you choose a child. You're not right in the head. And there's nothing you're going to say that's going to make it right. You can't handle a grown man should you go out and you find a child. Check this, y'all. This is obviously part 2. Because of the other video I did. I had stopped recording. My phone started overheating. Hey, this conversation is serious, right? So, listen. You got to protect your kids. And in that matter, y'all better be careful with who you let watch your kids, even if it's family. Like, you better know who's who. Because, honestly, you got some weirdos out there. And if any of y'all know that there's grown adults out there dating kids, and y'all okay with that, y'all ain't shit, man. And I mean, let's just be real. I just don't. I can't relate to that shit. I don't see it. For you to be that damn old, like I said, we ain't talking about, I got a little sister the same age as you, but we like 3-4 years apart or something. I ain't even talking about that. But point is, at some point, you mature as you get older. So certain things you might have done before you wouldn't do now because you see, okay, you understand? But no fucking way that you can be 20 years old or 25 years old or 30 holding a baby, and all of a sudden this baby is 15 and 16 and your ass is 40, 45, and somehow what is it that this kid can say or do? Motherfucker probably still be sucking his thumb, and what is it that you can relate to with a child? Fellas, this is crazy. Because you never know when you meet one of these crazy ass bitches that might be one of them. Skeletons in the closet you know nothing about. Meantime, while y'all talking, she's interviewing you like you got something to prove to her, and she running around here screwing kids. And believe me, for all the people that get caught, there's a whole bunch of them out there that didn't get caught, and that's never gonna get caught. And you gonna end up, just think, what's the odds? So when they start talking all that bullshit about I know my worth, it's like y'all keep saying that shit and y'all sound so stupid. Even when men say it, they sound stupid. Knowing your worth. Why are you putting price tags on yourself? Because I'm going to tell you something too. You can be financially successful than somebody else. You still can be the biggest scumbag or the biggest deadbeat in the world. And also, fellas, do you want to end up with a female that got a little loud, foul-mouthed, disrespectful child? No, right? Okay, so y'all better start interviewing these females. Instead of sitting up there answering all these questions, trying to be a good little boy, play along with their rules, you better be just as aggressive as them trying to understand. And when they doing that, in fact, let me tell you something, man. If a female talking to me in her conversation, they're like, hey, so how you doing? Man, this and that, what's your name? Aries. Oh, okay, you handsome, this and that, yada, or whatever. I just want to get to know you and this and that. My name is such and such, this and that, whatever. And her conversation ain't like, look, I want to get to know you. I don't care nothing about money and all that. Like, what we do it together. We make this move together. We navigate through life together. It's about me and you. It ain't about I sit at home and run the street and chill and you go out and work. Or no, we do everything together. We pay bills together. We cook together. We clean. We do everything. We got each other's back. I don't want a workhorse. I want a man to love me the way I love him. Right? And it's about this. We are a union. It ain't about you go out and do everything and I just reap the benefits. No, I'm not going to allow you to go kill yourself. I'm not going to sit back and be a diamond digger and just you do everything and I chill. That if that's not her conversation, that bitch can take her fucking ass wherever the fuck she came from. That motherfucker sitting across from you talking about, so where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Like, I mean, are you goal oriented? I mean, are you at least making six figure? Bitch, get your bald headed ass the fuck out of my face. The fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Y'all better learn how to do that. I see y'all ain't got no nuts to stand up for black people. Y'all ain't got no nuts to stand up for nothing that's worth anything anyway, right? Well, at least I would think you care about your freedom and your happiness, right? So y'all better learn how to fucking put these motherfuckers in their place. Because ain't no fucking bitch gonna sit in front of me and give me no damn interview and be talking to me like, you know, everything I say and do better be on point where she gonna, bitch, get the fuck up out of here. It's as simple as that. Because that motherfucker ain't for you. She letting you know right now. All I care about is what you can do for me. And between that bullshit and these immature motherfuckers with these little rowdy ass, disrespectful, unruly kids, and the ones that's out here running around here messing around with little boys, and what do you have to choose from? And the religious ones don't do nothing but use their imaginary God against you when they get mad and right, all this kind of shit. What is it for you to look forward to? Man, you gotta be real careful when you move. You gotta really think about it. Just like, for example, when you tell, and one of the differences between dudes, most men and most females is females are stubborn. They're hard-headed with stubbornness. They think they know everything. Dudes are more of they're hard-headed, but it's more of an insecure thing. Where, like, a female could be broke. Ain't got shit, not even clothes, right? That female will still somehow feel like you're lucky to have her. The guy actually feels like he's lucky to have her. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what she has or don't have. That's bottom line. The female say things like, if I even talk to you, you're lucky. Because I usually don't give people my time. Arrogant, stuck up mother, and that's, so you understand, these are the types of things. So they like to learn the hard way. And then what happens to the females when shit don't go the way they want, they get pissed off because they're like, damn, why can't I find a man that's just going right? But then when they find that man and they tell him to kick rocks, that's when they start crying. I know my worth. I deserve better. You know what the guy does? The guy gets to the point, he starts to shelter himself, but he loses confidence in himself. And he go full-blown nerd. This is why these motherfuckers walking around dressed up like anime characters. This is why they walking around here right now and they don't even know how to have a good time with a female because they done been and do so much shit. Their minds are just fucked up. Last thing either one of y'all need to do is be going around messing with people young enough to be your sons and daughters. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all might not be too far off because think about it. If you walk around dressed like a damn anime character, what mature grown woman gonna do it? So y'all might fuck around and see these kids that are doing the same thing. You gonna find compatibility in a fucking young girl because y'all both looking stupid, dressing up like Scooby-Doo and shit, or SpongeBob or some goofy shit? Grown-ass men. I'm saying, the balance is crazy. Now the good females don't know who to look for. They don't even know what to look for. I heard a sister saying the other day, she was like, it's so fucked up out here. She said, y'all, look, she said, I've been alone for the longest time. She said, look, I'm talking to my black men. This is on TikTok. She said, I don't care about your money. She said, all I ask and all I want a man to just love me to just be in love with me. I want to be in love with him. I want to love him. I just want us to be there for each other and just live a happy life. I don't want to argue. I don't want to rob you, but I don't want none of that. I don't care about that. She said, what we have together. She said, that's all I want. She said, but it doesn't matter. Every man I meet, it's just like, I keep hearing, yeah, it might start off good, but it's going to end up being the same bullshit. She said, and I can't blame him. She started crying, right? Now, it could be crocodile tears for all I know. I don't know this chick. But it hit different. Just what she was saying, it was a different pace of what you're used to hearing. She said, I know y'all keep coming across these arrogant ass, depressed women that I get it. She said, I'm not that person. She said, and I can't find a man. She stood back and said, I'm not going to get on here and look at me. Look at it. And this motherfucker, little, all natural, right? Everything. She like, I cannot find a man to save my life. She said, I'm not desperate, but I am lonely. And I feel like I'm suffering because of these women, these ain't shit women that be out here always dogging out black men. Well, it's fucked up, right? If she's legit, but that's the way it is. Because you get to the point, that's how you feel. Like, yeah, it's going to start out good and all that. At some point, it's just going to end up somehow fucking up. And you know what people will tell you? Religious people especially. Yeah, but don't let one person ruin you for everybody. Nah, it's not about that. See, because when you type of person that you done had kids and you done been paying child support and then been through all that, and who want to go through that shit again? Being lied to, being lied on, knowing you can't trust the person that you share bed with and all that. Like, who wants to go through that? So all of these things, yes, they become a factor. But you see, the problem is this. Society, people in society will always try to make you feel good about being an asshole. Everything, if you notice, everything is always about, what you want. Your worth is this. Nothing is never about you and what you have with a person. Everything is teaching you to be selfish, encouraging you to be selfish. And I really just feel like in this day and time, especially with how sensitive people are, and everybody walk right and talk about mental health issues and acting like a bunch of nutcases simply because something small doesn't happen. I mean, perfect example, a fucking video game supposed to drop, then all of a sudden they find out it's pushed back another, oh, come on, man, I'm calling to work and everything, the motherfucking shit. Like, wow. You got grown-ass men with white beards and white hair, and we see their hairlines, sitting here making rant videos because a movie wasn't as good as they thought it was going to be, and you lost a fan forever, you crushed my heart, I thought Masters of the Universe was going to be a great movie, and you guys messed it up, this was my childhood dream, this is two back-to-back bad movies, I'm so frustrated. I'm like, wow. And I bet you one of them six-figure motherfuckers too. And probably love to brag about how much money you make a year, but you dumb as fuck. Sitting up here crying. This nigga really started crying over a movie. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, so that's why I move the way I do. Because I don't want to get to know somebody and then wind up having to put my foot up their ass because they're like, stay your ass over there. Y'all women need to be ashamed of yourselves, though, with this shit. Men too. Leave these kids alone. Stay to yourselves, man. And I really believe that empowerment thing is with these females. They really want somebody they can control and try to mold. Remember that episode of Martin? When they was all making up lies about how Gina and Martin met? And they all had their own story. And remember Martin was like the Mac that night and all that? Now, remember when Gina's story, he was a little shy nerd, little punk, remember that? And she was on a date with a guy. Now, think about it. Just think about the script. She was with the guy on a date. Charles acting all bougie, right? Yeah, they're the rich kind, like me, right? And remember how Gina, come here, Martin like a little puppy, come here, give me your hand, right? Remember she said, I know when people see, the guy was like, Gina, what do you want, this loser? So in other words, okay, I'm out with you, Charles, but you know what? Fuck you. I feel like dating this guy now. And she goes, I know that people will see an ineffectual loser of a man, but one day, so I promise to take this clay called Martin Payne and one day mold a great man. And when I hear guys say shit like, oh man, a man can't do it by himself. You need a woman to mold and shape you. Like, you are a bitch. You're not a man. You can't make a man into a man. He has to be that. You can enlighten him. You can give him guidance. But only a bitch made dude doesn't know how to be a man. Now, should you and can you honor what your woman feel? Yeah. Yeah. I ain't talking about the ones obviously try to degrade you and try to look down on you. I'm talking about the ones who see that you might struggle in certain situations, have certain issues, not because they want to change you into something, but they see you're trying to do something you don't know how to get, whatever it may be. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing about a good man. All a man needs from his woman is love and affection. That would just be there. We feel like we can conquer the world, man. And it's not about an ego. It's just, but you come home to a motherfucker, you don't know what type of arguing and bullshit. You don't know what type of character you gonna come home to. Is this motherfucker gonna be in a bad mood when I come home today? Motherfucker wake up in the bad mood, go to work in the bad mood, come home in the bad. Like, goddamn, you can't function that way. You spend the majority of your time at home and at work. And if you have issues at work, you don't even want to come home. That's a bad, you know what I'm saying? So nobody wants these headaches. With me reading this shit, because when I was growing up, all the pedophile shit, the majority of it that I heard about was dudes doing this shit. It was some females too. I went to elementary school where it was a female teacher messed around with some student, or whatever. But I mean, like I said, and these are career women. These are the ones can't find a good man. Men ain't shit when you're fucking children. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I'll catch y'all on the next video.